Ow, my face!
Whew! What a trip!
What happened to you?
Oh, it's a heck of a story, so you might want to sit down.
Yeah, sure. All right. Thrill me.
Okay, so it began earlier today when I was doing my annual jog. I ran so fast that I wound up in an alternate reality.
You're kidding.
It's true. It was similar to our own world, except that Half-Life 3 had come out, Bryan Adams never existed, oh, and the Amazon Tick show ran for 6 seasons.
Sounds tranquil.
It was. So, instinctively, I went back home.
What did you find there?
An old friend. We spent what must have felt like the whole day just catching up. He seemed happy to have someone to talk to. I explained to him what had happened, and he told me that if I simply ran at the same speed but in the opposite direction, I could return to my timeline. I thanked him, but before I could leave, he gave me a gift with a message.
Son, be sure to give this to your aficionados, Chris. It's a memory from when I wore a younger man's clothes.
I sure will.
So I take it the advice worked then?
It sure did. Oh, and before I forget, here's that present he wanted me to give you.
Is that what they think it is? Wow. Never thought I'd see this again.
Try it on. How does it feel?
Like it's someone else's?
It isn't.
Thanks.
With his favorite cap and the checkered tie, let's see what he has to say. What does he have for us this time? They're probably Blu-rays. It's a guilty pleasure. It's a comfort measure. Shine the lights, shoot the camera, smile for the world in panorama. He likes swimmers and it got
Hey everybody, Aficionados Chris here, and today we've come to the last Sonic video for 2019. Aww. Hey, don't worry folks, we still have this to look forward to in February. Yeah, I haven't heard an audience turn around like that since Alita Battle Angel. You know, in all seriousness, the fact that I get to stand right next to an official movie poster for an actual Sonic the Hedgehog movie, it fills me with the kind of joy that only a younger Chris could comprehend.
Yay!
Not enough about that. Let's finish off this series of reviews with a bang, or in this case, a boom. That's right, today we're going to be talking about Sonic Boom. Remember this teaser image that disgusted everybody?
Why are Knuckles' arms so big?
Then that trailer that aggravated them even further?
Why are Sonic's arms blue?
What is it with Sonic fans and their disapproval of anatomy alterations? Followed by this game? This was sold for $50 American. Somebody wrote that price with a straight face. So when the titular series finally reached TV audiences, it certainly didn't have a solid track record preceding it. But who could have figured that what looked like, at least on the surface, another bland franchise reboot would actually become one of the most well-written licensed cartoons since Barbie Life in the Dreamhouse. That series has been released on home video courtesy of N-Circle Entertainment, Sonic Boom Season 1, Volume 1 on DVD. I know most of you watching probably have issue with that statement. A high-definition show on DVD sounds like a downgrade. And you'd be correct. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves, we'll cover that aspect later on. Because I'd like to talk about the series itself for just a moment. Truth be told, I wasn't in a very big rush to start watching Sonic Boom when it originally aired on Cartoon Network. Though most of that had to do with the fact that I didn't have cable TV. In fact, I didn't really start watching the show until it appeared on Hulu. And at that point, I had already seen enough out-of-context clips for the show circulating around the internet to sell me on the idea of checking it out. And I'm glad I took that plunge because, as I stated earlier, Sonic Boom is easily one of the best written shows of the past decade. And it makes a lot of sense given some of the notable television comedy writers who worked on this show. For example, Dave Polsky, who's known for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, Bill Freiberger, who wrote quite a few episodes of Drawn Together and even one episode of The Simpsons, even Dan Milano, the voice and creator of Greg the Bunny, wrote an episode. But if you ask me, my favorite writers from Sonic Boom would have to be Alan Denton and Greg Hahn. In fact, some of the show's best jokes came from episodes that they wrote. Also, in my opinion at least, I believe Sonic Boom has one of the best ensemble casts ever assembled. I think every single one of the actors plays off each other beautifully, complementing the show's phenomenal writing. It's because of this that Travis Willingham has become my favorite version of Knuckles to date. It's just a shame that this show had to get pulled off the network after only 2 seasons. And I know a lot of fans have been campaigning to see this show get one more season exclusively on Hulu, and honestly, as the years go by after the acquisition, that's looking a lot less likely. But hey, there is still HBO Max, so maybe the possibility could open up again. Though if you ask me, I'd rather have a completely new Sonic show with the same writers and actors as opposed to a 3rd season, especially since it feels like a wasted potential given that Sega's already given up on the Sonic Boom brand. Alright, I think that's enough of Sonic Boom the show. Now let's talk about Sonic Boom the DVD. Now first things first, the ginormous elephant in the room, the fact that this show is on DVD and not Blu-ray. Which, believe me, I'm just as disappointed. It's odd given the fact that Sonic Boom does have a pretty dedicated fan base. I guess Ed Circle didn't think it was sufficient enough to justify putting it on Blu-ray. But who knows, perhaps sales of these DVDs will have them change their minds at a later date. Now, inferior format aside, how is the overall presentation? Well, luckily it's still presented in its original aspect ratio, so that's a plus. And it's a 2-disc set with each one containing an average of 7 22-minute episodes, so video compression is not as severe as it could have been, which almost makes up for the fact that they put it on DVD in the first place. But where the picture quality lacks, the audio quality excels, because this collection boasts a 5:1 surround sound audio track in both English and Spanish. And that about covers the feature presentation of the DVD, so let's talk about bonus material. Well, as luck would have it, this does include extras. Except that none of them are even remotely related to Sonic Boom. What's included instead are trailers and promos for Sonic Mania Plus and Team Sonic Racing, which is fine, I guess, but I would have much rather had extras that had more to do with the show itself. I'm not asking for much, maybe animatics of episodes, or downloadable scripts, or, maybe interviews with the cast and crew, just something. Anything related to Sonic Boom that, well, isn't the video games. I mean, A for effort, at least they included some extras at all. But before I get any further, I do want to address one thing that may confuse a lot of potential buyers of this collection, because it certainly baffled me when I first glanced at it. You see, this set is labeled as Season 1, Volume 1, which means it contains the first 26 of the 52 total episodes that made up the first season. Which is all well and good, but the real confusion starts when you look at the back of the DVD. What you may see here is a list of assorted episodes that are included on the DVD, however, the order is kind of strange. Fans will notice that the Curse of Buddy Buddy Temple is listed at the top, whereas the Sidekick is listed at number 2. And anyone who knows about the show knows that the Sidekick is actually the first episode of the show, production order and air date wise. This gives the false idea that these episodes included are not in the correct order, which is far from the case because they are actually organized in production order as opposed to air date order. To make this a lot easier to understand, here's a list of all the episodes as they originally aired on Cartoon Network. Now here they all are in the proper production order as they are on the DVD. This might confuse a lot of people who are used to the order that it was on Cartoon Network or even on Hulu, but personally, I welcome this change. And now for my final thoughts. Do I think Sonic Boom Season 1, Volume 1 on DVD is worth purchasing? Honestly, I'm split. On one hand, you get to own the first 26 episodes of the entire first season on physical media. But on the other hand, the use of a mediocre format and the lack of decent bonus material might put off some fans from buying it. However, if these factors don't bother you too much, then it's a no-brainer. It's easily worth picking up. Plus, Volume 2 is already scheduled to be released in February, so hey, soon we'll have the entire first season on DVD. And that's way past cool. Now I pass the question on to you. What's a TV show that you wish was released on Blu-ray as opposed to DVD? Personally, I wish that Cobra Kai got the Blu-ray treatment that it did in Australia, but we'll talk about that at a later date. And well, that's it for my review of Sonic Boom Season 1, Volume 1 on DVD. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Did you enjoy what you saw and you want to see more? All right, well then click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified for upcoming videos. Oh, be sure to like and comment as well. And if you're really generous, you can support the channel through Patreon.